Hello and welcome to the first video of our course. If you landed here, you already know probably that it focuses on the Cisco 350-401 ENCOR certification, which is about implementing and operating Cisco Enterprise Network Core technologies. It's very broad certification covering a lot of topics and requiring quite a lot of time investment from students, obviously depending on your current level. But before jumping into it, it's a good idea to understand why would you want to focus on this specific certification. Is it worth your time? I'll cover exactly this along with some other topics that I find useful for this certification, this exam, but also any other Cisco certification. So we will start with discussing about why would you want to pass the ENCOR exam. Then we'll have a look on how to read the generic Cisco exam blueprint, like what are the components, how to understand it properly, and then we'll have a look at the ENCOR blueprint specifically. So, why would you want to go for the ENCOR Cisco ENCOR certification? It's a very broad certification. You will see this when we'll analyze the blueprint. It touches pretty much all of the Cisco architectures, maybe except like data center. And it covers the fundamentals of everything, like fundamentals of networking. And that's why this is, in my opinion, this is the biggest selling point of a certification. Because preparing for a certification is gaining knowledge, and this knowledge stays with you even if you didn't pass the exam or your certification expired. That's why I believe the ENCOR certification is really, really worth your time. Now, there are additional bonuses if you pass the exam. The first one is, if you pass the exam, you get the Cisco Certified Specialist in Enterprise Core status. If you combine the ENCOR certification with some concentration exam, well, this is enough to get the CCNP certification. If you want to go for CCIE, like specifically for CCIE Enterprise, for infrastructure wireless, ENCOR is one of the prerequisites to go there. So it's like we had in the past a written exam for CCIE. Now it's just ENCOR, like a prerequisite for CCNP. It also can give you learning credits for recertifications. If you, for example, want to recertify for CCIE, well, it can add additional points for this. And last but not least, this will help in your career development, especially if your career is in the network engineering side. The times when you would get a promotion for a certification are gone, at least if you reached like a median engineer level. But the knowledge, the skills that you will get from going through this certification process, through the studying, will certainly help you in your career to become more knowledgeable, to become a more valued specialist, and of course, this will obviously lead to career development. Now, let's have a look. Let's go into specifics and have a look at the generic structure of a Cisco exam blueprint. If you open any blueprint of any Cisco exam, you'll see some specific elements in there. So this example is taken from the DevCore blueprint. Here you can see that there are like chapters in the blueprint and they're called domains. So it's a broad domain along with which the knowledge is organized. Inside the domain, we will have the tasks and the subtasks, and they explain like on what specific topics you should focus from this domain. We have the weight of the domain, which shows how much from the exam, how many questions from the exam will be related to this specific domain. And what's important to analyze, and it's a very like subtle hint, is the verb like explain, analyze, troubleshoot. And the verb shows actually how deep you should know the specific topic. If verb is describe and explain, you have to have some theoretical knowledge, not very deep. If the verb is compare, differentiate, analyze, interpret, then your knowledge should be deeper because you can compare two things, two versions. And the deepest level of knowledge is required if the verb is configure, troubleshoot, verify. Logic is quite simple, intuitive, but it's a good thing to know. Now let's have a look at the ENCOR exam specifically. So if we go on the cisco.com page of this exam, you'll have like generic overview of exam, of the materials. You learn that its duration is 120 minutes. It's not stated here, but inside the exam are like around 100 questions. I think a little bit more than 100. It's available in 2 languages for now. And note this banner here. That at the moment of this recording, the 1.0 version of the ENCOR exam is being switched with the 1.1 version, so starting with September 2023. So there will be a slight change in the topics. In this course, I will cover the topics from the blueprint from 1.1, but for you to know, normally exam topics are located here. So if I open this link, you will see that these are the topics for version 1.1. Let's have a look at PDF format because it will be more visible in there. So you see it's version 1.0, but on this side it states there will be a new one. So let's press on learn more. Then we have information about all Cisco exams that are going to change, but we're interested in enterprise. So ENCOR version 1.1 exam topics. And here are the exam topics for 1.1. You see version 1.1. We have 6 domains: architecture, virtualization, infrastructure, network assurance, security, and automation. As you see, Cisco goes quite broad here, touching everything from virtualization to wireless network, SD-WAN, various encapsulation types. So it's a very, very useful set of knowledge. In this course will cover only half of this, and to cover the second part, you'll have to enroll in the version 2, in the part 2 of this course. But you can scroll through the topics and get a general understanding of what's required. We'll be following a structure which is close to the topics from the blueprint, so everything will be covered. But just pay attention with your current knowledge on the verbs. So configure, describe, configure, describe. So this is high level knowledge. This is a deeper level knowledge. Have a look, get a general understanding of all of this, and cannot wait to see you in the next videos.